Of course, out here, you don't just drop into the local supermarket for supplies. If you want to eat, get on your feet.
Just because you don't have a spear or a fishing rod doesn't mean you can't bag yourself a fish. In a survival situation, you may need to improvise. That's why I've got this club made from a tree branch. I've just spotted a fish over there. Could be a cod, could be a yellow belly. Let's see if we can't get ourselves some lunch. You guys, stay here. I'll use this.
When stalking a fish in the shallows, the key is to stay low and quiet. No sudden movements. You don't want to be seen. Low and slow. That's my motto. You see, this is fishing country, with dozens of well-stocked rivers and creeks waiting for the eager angler. But knowing where to drop a line can be a problem, which is why I arranged to catch up with a couple of local lads who know the area like the back of each other's hand.
Hey, fellas.
G'day, Russ.
Trev, good to see you again. Phil?
Good to see you again, son.
So, you're going to take me to some secret fishing spot?
We are, yes. We've got it all set up for you.
A couple of genuine characters here. Get up to a bit of trouble, I can tell you.
Never.
What sort of fish?
Anything we can get on the line.
Oh, fantastic. Hey, you got all the gear, have you?
Got it all here, yep.
You want a bit of a hand putting it in?
Yeah, we'll
No worries, okay, let's go.
And you know what they say, many hands make light work.
You need that much beer, do you? Or?
We will.
Yeah.
It was going to be a top day.
You guys, you been drinking long or just... Well, the boat's all loaded, no use hanging around here. Let's get started. Start the motor.
These lads were as keen to get amongst it as I was.
You're not going to be drinking all afternoon, are you?
And in no time we were on our way, heading upriver to the secret spot. Like most blokes, Phil and Trev love their fishing, and with their local knowledge, I knew I was in for an action-packed day of Aussie angling. And in no time we found the boys' favourite hole.
Okay, well, looks like we're here.
Underneath the branches.
The secret spot. All right, let's get it happening.
Time to get those lines into the water. And as you could imagine, we were all pretty keen to get fishing.
You going to put a line in, Phil?
I don't think so.
Phil was in a mellow mood, but Trev and I were eager to see some action. And even though things were a little quiet,
Absolutely beautiful.
I wasn't complaining.
You know what they say? Worst day fishing certainly beats the best day in the office.
These blokes are both real characters, and it was great sharing some time
Can't
with
be
them.
having pissed all the time. I don't want a beer, okay?
But after a slow start, those fish came on the bite,
Yes,
and
well
Trev
done,
was the
Trev.
first to hook
Lovely
up.
work, a lovely brim. Congratulations. That's what I love about these mangroves. There's a type of fish you can get. You get brim, trevally, and mangrove jacks. It's got very powerful jaws, and they say, if you listen very, very carefully, you can hear them coming out of the water and snapping at their prey. I'll take it easy.
But with the sun starting to set, it was time to set up camp and start thinking about dinner. One thing you can't do out here is pop down to the local store for supplies. In the bush, you either bring provisions or learn how to find them. Luckily, I've had a bit of experience. Just give me a sharp knife and a decent stick, and I reckon I can tickle up something for the table. If you get my point, that is. Yep, time for a bit of outback spearfishing. And I reckon I know just the spot. Waterholes and billabongs such as this one are a natural source of bush tucker. Eels, yabbies and native fish like barramundi all call these sort of places home. And with a keen eye along with sharp reflexes, you'll find that food is not hard to find.
Say hello to lunch. It's a platypus.
With dinner taken care of, it was time to head back to camp.
Some way. It's the third one this week.
If you're planning to fish anywhere up this way, you can't beat a bit of local knowledge. And your first stop has got to be The Lure in Cooktown. It's a butte tackle shop owned by an old mate of mine, Peter Fuchs.
G'day, Pete. How are you, mate? Good to see you again. G'day, Pete. How are you, mate? What are the chances of maybe heading out and see what we can do in the barramundi department?
Oh, every chance.
Every chance.
Keen, right.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's go.
Well, it didn't take long for the word to spread that the barra were on the bite. And just look what the cat dragged in.
G'day, Brian. G'day.
How you going, Ross?
Yeah, Russell.
Hang on, mate. Leonard.
Hey, g'day, Leonard. What about we have a bit of a wager? Maybe see who catches the biggest barra.
Yeah,
That sounds fair enough. Whoever doesn't catch the biggest one buys the beers.
right.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Only thing you'll be catching is a cold. Okay, it's time to head off and see if we can't catch ourselves a barramundi. The rivers around here are fairly tidal, so where the fish bite depends on what's happening with the tide. There's a couple of big holes up here where the barra like to school, so let's go there now and see if we can't catch ourselves a barramundi. So let's go and catch ourselves a barramundi.
With a few beers up for grabs, I was glad to have Pete on my team. He knows this river like the back of his hand. And if there's anyone who can put us on to decent barra, Pete's the man. Eventually, we found what looked like the perfect spot. Time to get those rods and lures into the water. And who knows what we might catch.
Pete, how many different types of fish would we get in this area?
Oh, plenty. The list is endless. You've got barramundi, bream, flathead,
Yeah,
whiting,
yeah,
trevally.
yeah.
Oh, there's 3 sorts of greenfish. Lesser
So
greenfish,
there's certainly
giant
a
greenfish.
lot of type of different fish you get
Oh,
here, and the
yeah.
reason is that it's so well managed because the people who run this area make sure that there are licensing rules. There's, yeah, okay, thanks. There's
mackerel
bagging
around the
rules, that
mouth.
sort of thing. They
There's,
really get out there and manage
yeah,
the whole
fingermark,
area entirely,
even
and that's
giant grouper
important
swim
when
around
you
up
want
the
an
river.
area like this to be full
Flathead,
of fish, so you can go out there and
6 different
fish.
sorts of
Pete,
cod.
that's enough fish,
There's,
thanks. So don't forget that.
Gold spot cod, black
Yes.
spot cod, blue spot cod.
With nothing taking our bait, it was time to find another spot. And Pete had one in mind. But wouldn't you know it, things were still a little slow.
Doesn't seem to be much happening, Pete.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's fishing.
Why is that?
Oh, tides. We're getting towards the bottom of the tide, and yeah, once things get around the bottom of the tide, yeah, it's same as the top of the tide. Things just sort of slow down a little bit.
Oh.
That can be part of it.
Any chance of anything happening?
Yeah, I think so. Once that tide turns.
Oh well, let's hope so, eh?
A lazy hour or so fishing in a tropical paradise didn't sound like such a bad idea to me. It sure beats a day at the office.
Has the tide changed yet, Pete?
Yeah, it has actually.
Why isn't anything happening? Because I have not had one nibble.
No, well, that's sort of sometimes what happens, but all we can do is just keep trying.
Well, is there anything else we can do? Because I got to, you know.
Yeah, we'll
What?
try a few other different spots.
Fish 1, fisherman 0. But the game wasn't over yet, not by a long shot. And if anyone can put us on to barra, Pete's the man.
It's 4:30, Pete.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? Again. Best laid plans.
That's Pete for you. Even in the worst of times, he's quoting Hemingway.
Is this a waste of time, or is there anything we can?
Never a waste of time.
It felt good to know I was in the hands of an experienced guy.
How many years have you been doing this?
Quite a few.
So you know the area well.
Well, I think I do. I hope I do.
You caught fish here before on this spot?
I've caught fish here in this spot, yeah.
As they
Not here
say,
in this spot.
fishing is all about patience.
Not today, though.
Not today. No.
No, not today.
Being prepared to wait it out.
Can I have a drive of the boat?
Anchors away on the mighty Murray River. Home to a pretty rare species of fish known as trout cod. Some scientist mates of mine wanted me to help collect a few for research purposes. Trouble is, there's only 1 or 2 isolated schools of these critically endangered critters along this entire stretch of river. It took a bit of hunting, but with the help of the sonar, I managed to track some down.
Okay, I've just spotted on the sonar some trout cod. I've switched off the main motor. I'm going to go to the electric motor for 2 reasons. It gives me more manoeuvrability, and 2, it protects this fragile river environment. Okay, here we go.
Now it was just a question of carefully harvesting a few select samples. It's delicate work, but I was the perfect man for the mission. Any chance to help with preserving our precious biodiversity, and I'll be putting my hand up.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, the blades have, yeah, they're dead. I love these country pubs. Only a yuppie furniture or fancy cocktails. Just good old-fashioned atmosphere and some of the best and coldest beer in the country. Now, Cheers.
Not only is the beer tops,
It's meant to be a light.
it's top entertainment too. None of your newfangled poking machines in karaoke competitions up this way, just good old-fashioned country fun.
Good, good. Oh, well done. Let's add those up and we're... Oh!
Oh, sorry, Russ. Oh, sorry, mate.
I said 3 darts.
Do you want to have a shot or?
Oh!
But we couldn't spend our whole day in a pub. And all too soon it was time to head back into the wilderness, set up camp and enjoy a spot of fishing before the sun went down. The closest this boy from the burbs had been to marine life was his local fish and chip shop. Time to introduce Aidan to the pleasures of outback angling.
All sorts of fish in here.
But inexperience can be costly.
Okay, what's happened here is Aidan has got a fish hook through his finger, and I'm a little bit worried about this because it can become septic and therefore infected. And we are a long way from any hospital, so we're going to have to treat this ourselves. Now, these are barbed, so there's no use trying to just pull them out. There is a technique. Press down, twist and pull. It'll only hurt for a second and you may not want to see this. Okay, here we go. And...
Ow! That really hurt.
Sorry.
Should it be bleeding that much?
It is bleeding a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Time to head back to camp and settle in for the night. And the next morning, I was up early teaching Aidan a little more about the art of gathering bush tucker. Here in the tropical north, it's strictly self-serve, which is why the night before I'd shown my young pupil how to place a crab pot in a nearby creek.
Have a look at this. It's an absolute beauty. It's a mud crab. Find them all throughout the rivers and mangroves in northern Australia. Not that hard to catch either, but you've got to watch those nippers. They're very strong and can break the bone in your finger. Just want to get a fair old price in the restaurants down south, but we're going to let him go. Where you go, fella? What a lot of people don't realise is that this whole area is full of bush tucker. Not only mud crabs, but oysters, prawns, and of course, fish. So in a survival situation, it's just a matter of keeping your eyes open, and if you see something edible, grab it.
You right, Russ? Hang on. He doesn't want to let go, mate. I don't think he's going to let go.
Pack up your swag, let's go. All Aussie Adventures. All Aussie Adventures.